I said I wasn't going to do much Liverpool post-match, pre-match stuff, but I thought this one's warranted because of the situation that we have been in. Now yes, we beat Aston Villa 2-0 at Anfield, much needed 3 points, and a lot of us not on a slot out or anything like that, but I think just even the most positive Liverpool fan who probably thought there was nothing wrong with 6 out of 7 losses would have thought, yeah, resting a whole squad, you best believe we are winning this game on Saturday, or at least we must win this game with all the changes in the Carabao Cup and not having anyone on the bench. You're thinking, surely this is going to be a game where we're going to be going all out to win it. And it was, because we beat Aston Villa 2-0. Now, some will say, Liverpool played like Liverpool of old. Others will say Aston Villa didn't really attack Liverpool with the way that other teams have been playing against us, which means that we were able to play our brand of football. And 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You can make up your mind whose side you want to be on, let's just say. But the main takeaway is that Liverpool have 3 points because we got a win finally since the end of September, which is crazy to say. All of October in the Premier League, no wins, just the one route in Germany in the Champions League. So with the lineup here from FootMob that you can see there, based on the numbers, you will say everyone had themselves a good game, but Ekitike, who I thought was unlucky not to get himself more involved in the game. Again, scores his goal. It's clearly offside. I don't know why they needed to VAR that. He looked like it was a clear offside. Anyways, the liner didn't get it there. But what you'll notice is Mo Salah got himself his goal because of Martinez bozo moments. Then Gravenberch got himself a goal as well. And you can just see how much better the team plays when Gravenberch is actually on the pitch, sitting in front of the defenders, sitting in that number 6 DM role and having one other midfielder just to roam around him there to cover spaces, bruv. It's mad what happens when you just have a formation where players are actually in their positions and they do what they're supposed to instead of letting them roam around freely and getting done by a ball down the middle or one ball over the top. Robertson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Bradley, decent games. McAllister with the assist and got a little bit roughed up as well with... I think it was Anana in the penalty box where you gave him a choke slam, and I'm just like, bro, get up, bro. He didn't give you a Kane choke slam or Undertaker choke slam, just get up. And I thought he was probably lucky to receive the call on that subsequent corner that led from that, because he probably could have been given as a penalty, but it wasn't, and he got with the fist pump, and he's like, yeah, in his face and all that sort of shit there, so a bit of fight. But for me, what did it was Szoboszlai running up and down the midfield, not actually getting into... I think too much bother. That's not to say anyone else would, but you can see when Gravenberch sits and you got McAllister doing his thing as well, receiving the ball, playing out left, playing out wide. Szoboszlai was able to run up and down the midfield on that right side, and then running all that sort of stuff. I didn't mind that. Salah. Some will say it was one of Salah's better games this season. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say everything is all roses once again just because we got ourselves a win. And big ups to him for scoring his 250th goal for Liverpool Football Club, which is a massive achievement. But still, the goal was a gift. And some will say that, Salah was sourcing in that game, so he might have made something happen regardless. I mean, I'm not sure. Would we have scored if not for that gift from Martinez? I don't know. But as you can see there, it was a decent lineup, and for Aston Villa, I don't know what happened there. I know they're missing a few players, but still, Kamara, Onana, Rodgers, McGinn, he got subbed. I mean, you're thinking they're going to make something happen, but they didn't. But what I found very interesting was we only had one sub in that game, and that was Wirtz in the 77th minute for Ekitike. That's the most interesting thing I noticed here. No one else got subbed. You can see 5 subs from Aston Villa on that front there. I don't know. Obviously, Unai Emery was trying to win this game, maybe trying to get fresh legs on and run through. Now, I don't know. You can say it was Liverpool's change of formation and shape, actually playing, with players in spaces that didn't allow Aston Villa to do what they would normally do, but they sat back themselves in like a low block and didn't really do what everyone else has done that has beaten us and put us to shreds in the last 6 out of 7 games, which is ball straight down the middle, running through our midfield, or balls over the top with the wings pretty much exposed because we've got our fullbacks tucking in and doing whatever else madness that they do. But one sub from Arne Slot, and that was Florian Wirtz in the 77th minute. But on the bench, we had Pesci and Woodman as our 2 keepers. We had Gomez, Kerkez, Neoni, Endo, Chiesa, and Rio. None of them saw the pitch, which is a bit mad, considering we've got Real Madrid coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever day it is. I thought it was interesting that we only had one sub in that game, and that was bloody hell, Braintree's Verts. So I'm not sure if he's going to run it again. And I mean, we've still got some players out there. Obviously, Allison's coming late November, or still some games away. Jones had a knock. Isak's got something going on there. Frimpong is out for a while as well by Chetic, and obviously Leone with his ACL, and that's not December 2025. So yeah, there's a few things that could still turn the tide for Liverpool. But look, ultimately, it's 3 points. It's 2 goals in the game. That's the main thing there. Now, one thing I do want to point out, I did the video yesterday pointing out the amount of chances we've conceded, big chances as well, which Arne Slot said, I don't think we've conceded that many big chances, and I literally laid it out for you guys. If you haven't had a look, do check it out. But ultimately, in this game, if you want to have a look at the stats-wise, again, we can read so much into stats, but you can see there, the possession was in Liverpool's favour, 1.19 expected goals to Villa's 0.41, but what I really want to focus on here is this obvious stat. Where are we here? Where can we do this? Why have we gone all the way down to the bottom? Bring it back. Let's bring it back. Here we go. So 4 shots on target from us, 4 big chances, 3 missed for Liverpool, but for Villa, no big chances and no big chances missed, although they hit the post twice. So yes, you have to take into account that I think it was Rodgers who had that shot in the first 5 minutes that hit the post. And look, if that happened to go in, obviously we're looking at this thing and we're thinking, here we go, Liverpool again, concede first, trying to get back into the game, playing some stupid formation. The midfield's going to be non-existent. They're going to have 8 players camped in the opposition half, and we're just going to get run through. But it wasn't the case. We actually defended well. We pressed when we needed to as well, which I found good. And there were times where we just sat there and just watched. Martinez had the ball, and you had like Ekitike, Szoboszlai and Salah, and just sitting there watching, or Gakpo, whoever it was. And I'm thinking to myself, go attack the ball. Attack the ball, make something happen. And then they did, and then pressed and whatever. So it was nice to see actually them going for 50-50s as well, imposing themselves, challenging for the balls like a Liverpool team should be and is known to do, not letting them be lackadaisical and just doing whatever the hell they feel like it. But this is the most glaring one for me. Their big chances missed, 0. No big chances either for Aston Villa. So good for Liverpool. Good work on Arne Slot. You give him credit where credit is due, and the team as well. And a lot of people have pointed out that the team that started this game was basically the same team that beat Everton. It's the same midfield that we played last season with Grav, McAllister and Szoboszlai. So a lot of people are now saying, okay, so the midfield seems to be working. This midfield works. And when you have your DM sitting in your DM position, it makes things all the better. I saw Gravenberg actually sitting in front of Van Dijk and Kanate, and just holding there and becoming a third centre-back at times, as a DM should. Not roaming forward. Yes, he got himself his goal in that advanced position, but when we needed him to defend, he was there defending. And there were a couple of times they sprung a few counters on us, but ultimately led to nothing. Mamadashvili had to make a few saves, and there was that, was that Matty Cash, I think it was that shot that was, or cross that was deflected, and he had to save it onto the crossbar or post, and then that went out, of course, along with the Rodgers shot. So on another day, maybe you can say Liverpool lucky, but I mean, shit can't be any more lucky than what Man United were against Nottingham Forest, who got themselves a goal, albeit from a corner that wasn't. Maybe both of them, you could argue, but in any case, United fans and Nottingham Forest fans can argue about that for days. So at the moment, it's good, but I still need to see more. I'm not entirely convinced just yet. I think there's still a lot more to come from this team. And of course, you can say, oh, Liverpool dominated Villa. They created no big chances. There was nothing happening in that game for them. But is that because Villa decided to sit back and not actually press us moving forward and try and play the way other teams have played to stifle us? Or were Liverpool dominant because Arne Slot said, okay, you guys, no more of this 3-1-6 nonsense. We're going to have Grav. You're sitting in front of Verge and Ibu. You're going to sit there, you're going to move forward when you can, and when you are, someone else is going to drop into position. Szoboszlai, McAllister, whoever it may be, someone is going to occupy that space. So we always have at minimum three players, maybe 4 if someone's nearby, on the risk of a counter-attack, which was nice to see. Still not really running the overlaps from the fullbacks. That was a bit annoying, but early days. And look, Salah, didn't really look that enthralled to be scoring his goal. He's been under a lot of criticism. For me, I think he's been fair. Obviously, the vitriol and the abuse towards him, not so. That goes for any player. And hopefully he builds from this, because he scored the goal against Brentford and now he scored the goal here. It's all looking good and well. But again, Real Madrid next in the Champions League, a whole different prospect. I think they won their game 4-0 or something, or maybe that's an older game. I'm not sure. I just saw a 4-0 scoreline. So they're coming to Anfield with something to prove. And if that Scouser from Madrid is playing as well, he's definitely going to be on it. So I expect a different atmosphere. I expect a different approach, because it is Real Madrid and how they play and the plays they have available as well. Obviously, Xabi Alonso coming back and all that. Yeah, Premier League, cool. We need to, then after that, it's Man City. And then that game against Man City away from home, that's going to be another test as well. So get through Real Madrid, get through Man City, playing the same football, midfield, whatever he's got to do, keep the DM there. Maybe things will be working in our favour. But it's not all done and dusted yet. There are still question marks that I have, that many others have as well. But you get credit where it's due. Well done, Slot. Well done, the team. They showed some ambition. They showed some fight and passion. Long may it continue. Maybe now we can start making the charge up the table once again, because with Arsenal's win at Burnley, the 2-0 win, obviously they are first at the moment with 5 straight dubs. Then you've got Bournemouth in second place, which is mad, but they're playing Man City. I think they're playing City today, if I'm not mistaken. And then you've got, obviously, us in third. Tottenham, who lost a fucking piss poor Tottenham, losing to Chelsea. And Chelsea should have absolutely ripped them to shreds. Not creating anything at all, Tottenham. Chelsea, Sunderland, United there. Maybe some will say back to reality. City in 16th, but they can leap into second place with the win there and leap us and whatnot. And then it becomes all box office stuff on Sunday next week. So definitely need to get things up running. But that's my assessment. Hopefully I don't have to do any more of these, because they are actually quite draining on me, because I don't do the tactic stuff very well. But when I see something that I can observe, I will speak on it. So there you have it. Well done, Slot. Well done, lads. Keep it moving. Keep it stepping. Let's turn those reds into greens and charge up that table now.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Bye.